away. So I don't know. I'm not sure why he would do this, because fungal growth is really going to be able to slow down. I guess what he's thinking is that there are still going to be a lot of really fast units out, being the Reapers. And it looks like these GiSado did spot this expansion, so he's going to try and take this out. He did try and do a little marine drop here. I'm not sure if he is trying to go after the spine crawlers. Better solution to this would have been to drop some Marauders. And then if you drop the... Ooh, he did fungal growth that medevac, and that medevac is going to die now because of that. But like I was saying, a better strategy for this would have been able to drop a pack of Marauders, because then you can stim up and, well, 4 Marauders will be able to drop this this very quick. And I don't think he would have even gotten his defenses here. He would have lost the Marauders, probably the medevac too, but he wouldn't have got defenses here quick enough to save that. So... but anyway, I'm not really going to judge GiSado that much, because he is playing a lot better than SuperStar so far. SuperStar may be able to pull this game out simply because his macro is a lot better, and he was able to live through those initial very well microed attacks in the beginning from these two guys down here and their friends that ended up dying. Looks like, hey, he's listening to me now. He's going to go ahead and drop some Marauders. Would have dropped a 4th one too. And he does have stim packs. I'm not sure why he didn't just drop right here and then stim up and just try and take this hatchery out, because that's what you'd want to do here. Instead of trying to kill some probes with Marauders, it would be a lot better to just take this hatchery out, because then all these probes are doing nothing. They're forced to long distance spine all the way back up there. So I'm not sure if he's going to take this medevac up here and try and, you know, snipe a higher tech unit up here, or a higher tech structure up here, but that may very well be what he decides to do. It's a good strategy. Like I was saying, right now I'd definitely give the advantage to SuperStar, and he looks like he's going to try and take this expansion too, which is a good idea. When you're Zerg, you always want to be creating more expansions. Looks like we do have another medevac pump full of Marines and Marauders. I'm not sure why he doesn't fill any of these up, though. It's a little disheartening there. I don't see the siege tank anywhere, wherever he went. Oh, there it is. Sorry, I'm blind. But yeah, I just don't know. And he's going to drop him right here. There are Zerglings right underneath him, so it's not going to be a real effective draw. He might be able to take out all the Zerglings. But now he's just going to go ahead and say, well, I'll go ahead and move over here. I don't know if he's going to drop here and try and snipe that hatchery or that layer now. He's not controlling his units real well now. Looks like the majority of his micro was focused towards the Reapers in the very beginning. But those infested Terrans are going to come out and probably be able to take out this medevac. I don't know why he's not dropping another fungal growth on that medevac to make sure it goes down. Okay, it does end up going down. So now I would definitely give the advantage to SuperStar, just because he's playing a better game now. He's got the macro up, and he doesn't really have to micro that much. The only units he even has to micro right now are his infestors, and that's just a fungal growth and then some infested Terrans. And hopefully once, if we do see some, looks like we do have Neural Parasite coming out. Not really sure what he wants to do with that. Maybe some siege tanks, but I don't think he knows there's any siege tanks on the field. At least he shouldn't. But I mean, right now, good lord, that's a lot of banelings. So he does still know that it's mainly an infantry force here, a ground force here for GiSado. So he's just going to try and pop this. And I think with this amount of not these. Those probably aren't going to do much. It looks like he is going for the Doom Drop. I didn't even see that researching. Sorry, I missed that. But he is going to Doom Drop then, which is I love the Doom Drop. It is my favorite thing about being a Zerg. That and Nidus Canal. It's just so much fun. Especially, of course, you have to have your Overlords have upgraded speed. But what I would do is I would move some of these random units and just move them right over here and let them do some damage there. But of course, GiSado sees this because of this, and he's going to drop a bunch of those Overlords before they even have a chance to drop. And oh, the missed micro here, and it looks like he is going to be able to drop enough to take care of that force, just because those Banelings are getting dropped right on top of those infantry units. So this could turn out to be, yes, this is definitely going to turn out in SuperStar's favor. I mean, it's the Zerg principle. You have more units, you don't have to micro around as much, and you're just going to overwhelm. There is a Planetary Fortress here, which definitely does not have enough units to take out. I think that Planetary Fortress, along with the couple Marines, are going to be able to clean up these roaches. It looks like one Marauder is going Rambo. He said, I don't care, I got a medevac healing me, it doesn't matter. So they were able to hold that off, but I think pretty good damage dealt there. But keep in mind, SuperStar lost a few Overlords, which he doesn't care about because he's already got 200 again, 200 max supply again. But I mean, just keep in mind he lost every single unit he had, which is Zerg. It's really easy to accumulate those units again. But he had a big group of different kinds of units, and a lot of times when you lose all your units, Zerg players will just mass up one other kind of unit because they'll just be like, oh, I lost all my units. I gotta spam the roach button or spam. It looks like he's spamming the Zergling button. He does have a couple ultralists that just popped out now, and those are going to go ahead and move in. So that is going to be just exactly what he needs because these siege tanks, if there are any left, I guess I could use the units tab. There are 2 siege tanks here. And those siege tanks are not going to be able to do anything. Excuse me, I burped. I love burping. I'm a gross man. So that's what I do. But those siege tanks aren't going to do anything to those ultralists, and those ultralists are just going to eat right through all of these melee troops or these ground forces. So definitely would have given the first round to GiSado just because he played so well with that micro. His micro was really good. They did focus down that ultralist, so there's only one left on the field, but it's going to just be sitting here creaming this planetary fortress. I take my infestors on to be dropping fungal growth on all these SCVs. He was able to fend that one off again because he brought SCVs out to heal this thing. I definitely would have been fungal growthing these SCVs. I mean, he could even take one infestor and just drop back here in fungal growth SCVs, or like drop 2 fungal growths, and it would probably eat away at those SCVs. And it's just like a baneling bust, except better. This hatchery is going to go down, so right now things are looking very bad for SuperStar. He does have 5 ultralists on the way. That will definitely be able to take care of this, but there are 2 more siege tanks coming out and some marauders, which are exactly what you're going to want against ultralists because they do extra versus shielded enemies. Even though he is knocking out these 2, keep in mind that there are still 3 expansions running. So he's still running even as far as expansions go with GiSado, but, Terran's got the Mule, which is definitely going to put that ratio off kilter a little bit. He is going to be able to push back this attack just because those ultralists are monsters. Literally, by the definition of the word, they are monsters. So I'm being serious there. So he's got a bunch of ultralists. Hopefully he just pushes down here is what he needs to do. He needs to bring a bunch of Zerglings from this side, probably morph them into banelings, and then push down into that planetary fortress. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to take out all these ground forces, as his Zerglings were way out of position. Those Zerglings are coming in now to do a surround here. Hopefully that last ultralist can do some damage before he goes down. Not sure who's going to win in this fight here. I think that GiSado's going to come out on top, but I don't know that there's a lot of Zerglings. No, it does look like GiSado does not come out on top. He, in fact, comes out on bottom until these reinforcements come in, and I'm a liar again. Though I'm glad he caught those because those were going to walk right into a little group of guys, and they were just going to get eaten alive. It was going to be a nice little snack for all those Marines and Marauders and siege tanks. So those tanks are going to siege up. Sorry, my mouse freaked out. I love doing that. He did pull another expansion over here, so even though he's getting absolutely crushed, he is still keeping his economy up and keeping his macro up, which it looks like SuperStar would give him the macro game for sure, just because he is being able to mass up all these units. But the micro is just so much better for GiSado. I mean, he's able to save most of his units every time. He's able to use the correct units in the correct way and use their correct abilities. I know that sounds extremely redundant, but it's true. He has really good micro, and it looks like they were able to take down this expansion while I was blabbing and loving the sound of my own voice, which, I do. So looks like we're going to try a little baneling bust on this planetary fortress, which is something I love to do. But I think you need more banelings than that to do it. Sorry. Oh, no, he's not going to do it on the planetary fortress. He's going to try and get in the back door here and try and take out another expansion. He's going to put those Zerglings there. Hopefully that draws all these units away, but they draws them the wrong direction. They're going to come over here and intercept these banelings. I'm not sure if the banelings are going to be able to take out all these units or not. I'm not sure if he's going to use these banelings or just let them sit back there and die. Or he looks like he's going to try and... Oh, maybe not. I thought he was going to try and bring them into there, but... Now it looks like he is going to go and try and take out this 315 expansion. I would assume these banelings would want to run up here and take out this one lonely siege tank and maybe even help out their expansion, but I think this expansion is going to definitely drop down. Yes, it will definitely drop down if they don't micro away and the expansion does drop. I think these forces may be able to get cleaned up, though, by the Zerg player because he was able to... Yep, a 2-pronged attack there was able to clean up those forces. But keep in mind, I mean, it's not a huge deal. He was able to save 1 siege tank, 2 Marauders, and 4 Marines, but... He was able to save 1 siege tank, 2 Marauders, and 4 Marines versus not saving those. So I'm just the micro is infinitely better here for GiSado. I mean, SuperStar doesn't have terrible micro. It's just like it's just like I sound like a Valley girl. He's trying to macro up and he's trying to keep his macro game and he's trying to keep his economy going as hard as possible and keep his army size up. And a player like Huck is very good at that. Hydra is very good at that because while they're doing that, they can also multitask and keep their micro up as well. But when you are doing that, it's very difficult to keep your micro up at the same time. I'm not sure why he took this expansion. I probably would have just oh, okay, he is going to build down there, so he's going to go for double expand, which is what SuperStar's been doing this entire game. So pretty good idea here, except that I hope he doesn't overextend himself. But he's got such good micro that I think he knows, and he's got a great game sense about him. I mean, of course, he knew that was going to go back down. It looks like he's got an absolutely massive force here. A lot of medevacs are going to be able to definitely keep those guys alive way longer than Superstar's going to want to see those guys alive. That Overlord was able to spot that and get the hell out of there. Looks like they're going to try and snipe this expansion. They are going to get that. Oh, they are not going to get that expansion down because they came off and tried to take out this force, which is exactly what they need to do. That's a great fungal growth there by the infestor, and it looks like they are definitely going to clean this up. So Superstar's starting to use that fungal growth a little bit more to his advantage, and his micro is getting a little bit better. It just seems that of course, he has no anti-air, so sorry, I keep forgetting this guy's name. I don't know why. GiSado doesn't even have to make any more medevacs. The same medevacs have been around for God knows how long. If they're actually killing units, they'd be in the double digits of kills by now. And, a few units is able to take down 3 Ultralists because they're constantly being healed by these medevacs. And these medevacs were on pretty good micro, but now they're just kind of hanging out over those banelings. Not sure why. I'd probably be down here healing my units if I was them. Those tanks are going to drop down. Those SCVs are probably going to sit there and prepare themselves because, well, they're probably gay lovers. I mean, let's be honest. It's Brokeback Mountain of StarCraft. Brokeback Zelnaga Caverns. Well, that joke was completely ruined because I am inept at telling jokes, apparently. But like I was saying, it's just the micro on this. Not just the micro, because obviously there's no anti-air, so those medevacs are just going to stay up anyway. But the micro of picking up his units and getting them out of the firefight before they die has been pretty good up to this point. It does look like he's going to go ahead and start losing some units. Those medevacs are basically scouting now because there are so many of them. I mean, you got how many? I gotta find out. Okay, you have like 12 medevacs healing 5 units, and that's fine if you're not still spending on medevacs, but he's still making more medevacs. Why? Why do you have 2 more medevacs coming out? That's a misplay in my opinion. It's just he should definitely stop making medevacs because he's got too many. Does anyone know what a medevac does? Well, one, it carries, but you know what you really like them for. It looks like they are going to go ahead and snipe this. Sorry, I'm listening to the sound of my own voice because it's so beautiful. I mean, let's be honest. Go ahead and post about how beautiful my voice is and post about how much you love it. Anyway, medevacs are there to heal units. And when you've got like 5 units and then you put like, I don't know, 6 or 7 of them over here, and they're not even healed by medevacs, and you've got like 12 medevacs sitting over here not doing anything. Definitely a miss micro there by GiSado, but I'm not going to talk that much crap because his micro's been so good up to this point. Maybe he's just getting bored, or maybe it's probably the case is that he's actually macroing